And this feeling has just been getting worse and worse. And I've got my list from Appalachian trials and keep looking at that, but I don't know. I'm just wondering if it's me coming out here and doing this is, I don't know, I just think it's kind of selfish. I could be spending this time with my daughter instead of being out here by myself and away from her. My dad died when I was 13. You know, I never got to spend the time with him, and I'm like voluntarily doing this and being away from my daughter. And I don't know, that's just how I feel right now. So I don't know. I'm at mile 433, and I'm probably going to hike south and get off the trail and go back into town. I mean, I don't know how many times I can do this. I'm within reach of Damascus, but I don't know. I just keep coming out here and doing the same thing. I come out here, and every moment I'm walking, I'm just thinking about it. And no amount of music through my headphones or podcasts or anything just takes away that feeling. So I don't know. Stone throw distance away from the Virginia border and Damascus, so took a couple zeros in a place called Johnson City near Elizabethton, and was able to take care of some chores. Back in Hot Springs, little town like Mayberry, back in North Carolina, I was able to get myself a new buff and then some new trail runners when a friend of ours, a fellow hiker, came into Hot Springs and loaded us all up in a U-Haul, which was pretty cool, and drove us to Asheville, the REI there, and I was able to get some new trail runners. So anyway, weather doesn't know what it wants to do. It's been sunny, it's been rainy, it's definitely overcast still. And anyway, just gonna keep pushing north. Alright guys, I am still northbound, of course, right? And I am probably a mile, 2 miles from the state line of Virginia. And then the town of Damascus, the boundary is not much farther after that. So anyway, just on a side note, passed a few people who were camping on the side of the trail, and one of them was, and I wish I took my video camera out, took some video of her, but Prism, you may remember her. I saw her at the up in the Smokies one morning and chatted with her real quick, and she didn't have her dog, but now she has her dog with her, because in the Smokies you can't have any dogs that are not service dogs. So anyway, and then there was a guy that was camping with her, and he asked if I was going to town. I said, yeah, I'm going to make it into town and get myself a beer. And he asked if he could have any of my extra water. So there's no water sources in this area. There's very few and in between, far and few and in between. So sorry about the light. So I gave him just some extra water that I was carrying, which I usually don't carry extra water on me, but I got enough to get me to where I need to go, and I'm sure he appreciated getting that extra water. So, all right, let's keep pushing forward, see if I can find the state line, Tennessee and Virginia. 1.3 miles from Virginia, the state line, Virginia and Tennessee. So it'll be a nice milestone to pass that. And then I'm just going to go a little bit further, get into Damascus, and grab something to eat, grab a beer. Hopefully it's not a dry town. I don't know much about Damascus, but keep our fingers crossed. We made it to Virginia, so I'm just going to go a little bit farther and get into Damascus, get something to eat. It's still early, it's about 6 o'clock, so today was a pretty decent day. About, I don't know, 24 miles, I think. Probably 27 when it's said and done, so we'll check back in a bit. Not sure if you can hear that. That's lawnmowers. There's the buildings right there. So I'm on the fringe of Damascus, Virginia, and I am starving. I can't wait to get into town, grab something to eat. So I'll flip it around, show you. The trail goes right down into a residential neighborhood, but between houses. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna find myself a restaurant. Not sure how much longer I'm going to run this video because I want to get some stuff done. So, but anyway, we are entering the town right now. Oh yeah, I recognize that sign right there. Trail goes right underneath it. Yep. There it is. Pretty cool. So I think this is the way to downtown. Morning guys, I'm in Damascus. Grabbed some food last night at a nice bar, and the girl that worked there actually owned a hostel called the Broken Fiddle. So I went in there and got myself a private room. It wasn't that expensive. It was kind of loud. People were all, you know, partying. It's a lot of younger people. So they were I was listening to Johnny Cash over and over. I think it was like the same song. So I put my headphones in and was able to finally get some rest. So I'm gonna try to find myself a place to eat some breakfast and walk around town. One thing I noticed about this town, it is everything you expect from like a little trail town. Everybody has American flags on their houses. The houses are all kept really nice. People are very friendly. You know, I first rolled into town, as I showed you, you roll in through like a residential neighborhood between houses, and saw some guy and asked him if he could point me to the direction of like the little downtown area, and he did. Really nice, chatted with him for a bit. So, very quaint little town. It's beautiful. There's Mr. Bob Peoples. Hello, Bob.
Hello.
Well, I ended up getting off the trail in Virginia and decided to go ahead and go home and visit my wife and daughter and family, and that was at Mother's Day, and I think it was what I needed, because mentally I felt so much better. You know, even though I'm basically a day's drive away from being home. I'm very close with my daughter, and so the emotional part was very tough, and I kept thinking about it. And you know, when you're hiking by yourself, a lot of times you have so much time to think. And I chatted several times with Rory, follow Bigfoot, nice guy. Followed him on his through hike, very knowledgeable. He's always been there for me. If I text him, he'll text me right back. And you know, I talk to him about the mental part of it. You know, and hiking this trail, I'm about 500 miles in, and you know, there's just some days where it's that mental game, and it's not even the physical part of it. Physically, I'm fine. Mentally, when it comes to that, that's the biggest challenge. And I think a lot of people underestimate the mental challenge of through hiking, being away from the family and stuff. And on the other side, you know, a lot of people that I've talked to, you know, it's the one extreme or the other. In my opinion, they're really either really young or they're retired like myself. And then you have the other people who have basically just sold everything to come out here and do that, and they don't have as many responsibilities as somebody like myself, you know, worrying about things at the house and stuff. So anyway, the visit was well needed. There was a moment, you know, where I got home and I'm like, oh, you know, I should just stay home. And I got encouragement from my wife and daughter to go back, and immediately I was cleaning all my gear and getting ready to head back. So I am in the car, drove last night, got into Spartanburg, stayed at a hotel. Now I'm on my way back to Abingdon, Virginia, and from there I'll catch a ride over to the trailhead and get back on the trail. So and then the other thing too is, I don't want to bore you with this, I just kind of lost, you know, doing these videos. My videos end up being like 50 minutes, and that's a lot of editing, and I'm doing it all on my phone. And you know, the hiking comes first, you know, video second, and it just got a little bit monotonous. So I'm gonna have to work on that, maybe try to do shorter videos, and that way let you guys know where I am. One other thing I want to mention, thank you guys for the words of encouragement. Means a lot, means the world to, you know, when you get online, you see that type of stuff. It really is a pick-me-up. So once again, thank you, and I will see you guys back on the trail. All right, guys, well, I'm back on the trail. I'm in Virginia, and I met up with SCRAM. He too left the trail for a little bit and went home to visit his family. So I am now hiking with him. So I've got some company on the trail here. And we are going to the next shelter, which is about 4 miles away. Pretty part of the trail here with all this rhododendron. I think that's rhododendron. Pretty colors. Until spring is here, looks a lot different. All right. Hear people talking. We may have a good view up ahead. Let's see what we got here. Wow. View of Walker Mountain. Well, I know the video doesn't do it much justice, but it's pretty cool seeing all the purple flowers on the trail. Really pretty. There's some parts of it that look like purple carpeting. I gotta tell you, this section is much rockier than I thought it would be. I'm sure a lot of these rocks have been thrown down by the trail maintenance people, which, by the way, is Bob Peoples, that you probably remember in my video. Bob Peoples is well-known trail maintenance person. He runs the group out here. He's the person that's been in a lot of documentaries and mentioned in books. Also a lot of sayings, like he gives his boots blisters. Or what's the other one I remember? When Bob Peoples speaks, E.F. Hutton listens. There's a million of them. Man, that sounds so nice. Guys, listen to that. I haven't fallen yet. SCRAM was asking me how many times I've fallen on the AT since I left Georgia. And there's been 2 times. One of them is in one of my videos. I slipped on some ice in Georgia, and then the worst one was coming out of the Smokies. And if you've been watching my videos, you know about that. Hold on. In my matter of fact, just let you guys know, my right wrist still has pain, and I was gonna go to the clinic, and my wife has a stress fracture on her foot from running. And I think I have the same thing with my right hand. If I squeeze tight, my top of my hand kills. So, but I'm not sure what I don't even think they can do anything for that. So, moving a little bit fast down here. Oh, Jesus. Almost rolled my ankle. Sorry, Jesus. That was a good one. I rolled my ankle about a dozen times out here, so I've got to be careful. Like the enchanted forest. This place is absolutely beautiful. Water all over. Listen to that.
So how wet are the shoes going to get?
I don't know. It's not going to get on video if you fall. I think this moment calls for me to put my phone away. All right, well, it wasn't very graceful, but I did get across that, and only got half of one shoe wet. I almost fell as I was walking up to it, so. All right. Yo, gravity. Enough with the rocks. And the shelter's up there. So I'm going to put the camera away so I can cross this. We will check back in the morning. Good night. Okay, well, good morning. We're breaking down and getting ready to move out. Next shelter is about 18 miles away. So that's our goal. We'll just see what happens. It was a really peaceful evening sleeping beside this creek here. So that's about it. Check back on the trail.
Yeah.
Well, good morning. Yeah, if you look at it up to the top here, it's sunny. We're under so much cover here that the green tunnel that
if it were raining right now, it really wouldn't matter.
yeah, Drew, I know that's a good place to stay if it's not raining, if it's raining out, yeah. Yeah, I said it's like kind of a rainforest, you know. It's got that smell and dampness. That doesn't sound good. Look at that. Let's see if you can see that. Farmhouse, open field. No! All right, yeah, I saw this building from the woods, and yeah, that's the old schoolhouse that you see in a lot of videos. So we're gonna go check it out. Beautiful day today. Absolutely beautiful. I think that's somebody's house. Somebody playing a cruel joke on us? Yeah, that's somebody's house there, and we just came back. Sorry for the quick swing, get you dizzy. So yeah, it's probably down here. My bad. So we'll just walk down here. So that'd be pretty cool, huh? You live here. You have the Appalachian Trail right outside of your fence. I guess that could be good. Oh, there it is, right there.
How old is this one?
That's an oldie. All right. There's the old one-room schoolhouse. So we're going to go in there and take a look. This is what the room looks like. There's a church group that places supplies in there. There's cold sodas, there's fruit, there's sunscreen, dog bones, you name it, it's here. Little gifts, crosses. There's all of the desks.
I was thinking about this morning when I was brushing.
Yeah, I was looking at it last night when I was brushing and I was like, this is doing more damage than good.
I really need some floss.
And like that, we are out of the field near the schoolhouse and back into the woods.
See this log this thing is on?
All right, we are back on the trail. Checked out that schoolhouse, pretty cool. So we're going from sunlight to shade to sunlight. It's a beautiful day. Could be a little bit cooler out, I think. But anyway, it's still nice out. Nice to be hiking.
Oh, that's a cool field there.
So what's that?
Well, that's sassafras, but I'm looking for one that has all the leaves on it. So this is a sassafras tree, easy to recognize. The leaves will have 3 lobes, sometimes 1 lobe like a mitten. And when you get to the roots, it has a nice smell to it. It's the original root beer smell.
Yeah, it smells like root beer.
So in old mining towns where they outlawed alcohol, they would serve sassafras tea, which of course the miners aren't going to drink. And so they came up with the name root beer, and that's how root beer got its name, sassafras.
Oh yeah. Wow. Nice. Yeah, these aren't the views that you had in the Smokies, but let me tell you, Virginia is beautiful. Look at that. Here's the trail. You can see it's not as well worn as it is in the south. Probably not as many people make it up this way, I'm thinking. That is stunning. We should have some other nice views according to the map. Some more meadows we're going to cross. Virginia, I mean, I like Virginia. It's not as I don't think it's as mountainous as, or the views are like in the Smokies, but still it's breathtaking just to be able to see those rolling hills and pastures. It's a lot different than any other part of the trail that I've been on so far. So okay, we got some more things to see further up the trail. down there. Virginia's awesome. Beautiful views. Look at it. Just a lot different than down south. It's probably an old fence style, yeah.
To go up right in the middle, you have to walk up and back down.
Yeah. I love these fence styles. All right, well, we just left a little town of Atkins, from what I can tell. 2 restaurants, 2 convenience stores, so we ate some pizza, and now we're back on the trail. Got about 14 miles to get to the next shelter. It's kind of clouding over. Supposedly it's going to rain, but we'll see. All right, we just passed a little sign on the ground, said 25% of the trail. That was the marker for it, but I saw a sign in somebody's picture. There was a real sign, so I'm still kind of looking for it. SCRAM kind of thinks maybe the miles are off, and that's why the sign is not where it's supposed to be. I don't know. It's getting warm out too. It's very humid. Well, we were just coming down the trail, and SCRAM was in front of me, and we both had our heads down, and I look up, and just off to the right back here, just about maybe 10 feet from him was a deer, decent sized one. And of course my reaction was to yell deer, and the thing went ah, and ran off into the woods. So that was our wildlife sighting of the day. Hey, did you think I said deer or beer?
What do you do when you see a deer? Don't yell.
Don't yell.
Deer!
Deer! The deer's face was like, wah! All right. A long-awaited sign.
Thank God.
Finally found it. We've been looking for the sign. It says quarter waypoint, and got it right there. So anyway, sweating like crazy. That's going to be it for this video, and I will make sure to go ahead and check back with you guys later. Thanks for watching. You guys take care.